Blitz.
Hello everyone, this is Mike with Bet Blitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Today's a new day and we're looking to set you up with a few of some of the best picks on PrizePicks. Please take a moment to hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 125 likes, we will be dropping a bonus pick in our next video. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, at the end of this video, let us know which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, or any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. All right, let's get right into some of the best picks for today. For our first pick, we'll actually be in the WNBA section under the PRA tab, and we'll be selecting Natasha Howard for less than 26.5 PRA. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, and by the way, if you would like to try Outlier for yourself, use our link in the description below for a free 7-day trial. We see that Natasha Howard has actually failed to exceed this line in 7 of her last 10 games. Additionally, Natasha Howard has failed to exceed this line in 20 of her last 60% of her last 20 games. Additionally, in her last 2 games versus the Indiana Fever, Natasha Howard has failed to exceed this line in both of them. Now, Natasha Howard and the Indiana or Dallas Wings will be facing off against an Indiana Fever defense that has been pretty below average defensively this season, near the bottom of the league in points and assists allowed to their opponents, giving up an average of nearly 87 points per game, as well as just under 21.5 assists. They are ranked pretty high when it comes to defending against opponents' rebounds, but overall, the Wings have not been very good defensively. Here's Indiana's defensive numbers against the forward position this season. Again, they have not been very good, giving up a lot of points as well as assists, and a little bit better when it comes to rebounds, but still a decent amount. Taking a quick look here at her minutes, we see that Natasha Howard is getting a solid dose of minutes over her last 10 games, averaging just under 29 minutes per game. But even with her solid playing time, it has not really translated into her filling up the stat sheet. In fact, in 7 of her last 8 games, she's actually failed to reach this line. Taking a closer look at her stats on the season, we see that Natasha Howard isn't really one to fill up the stat sheet. She is a pretty solid scorer as well as rebounder. However, her playmaking has not been the best this season, as it's not been, her primary role as a forward, and we expect this to continue on into this game as well. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Natasha Howard for less than 26.5 PRA. For our next pick, we'll actually be headed to the points tab, where we'll be selecting Caitlyn Clark for less than 20.5 points. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that Caitlyn Clark has actually failed to exceed this line in 9 of her last 10 games. Additionally, Caitlyn Clark has failed to exceed this line in 80% of her last 20 games. Now, Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever will be facing off against a pretty poor defense in the Dallas Wings on the season. They are ranked near the bottom, actually at the bottom of the league in points allowed to their opponents, giving up nearly 90 points per game. And to the guard position, they aren't much better, ranked very near the bottom of the league, giving up nearly 50 points per game to the guard positions. However, despite this, we are still looking at taking Clark's under, as again, she has failed to reach this line in 9 of her last 10 games. Now, taking a quick look here at her minutes, we see that Caitlyn Clark is playing a solid dose of minutes, averaging near 38 minutes over her last 10 games. This is much higher than we'd like to see it to take her under. However, again, she is not one to really reach this line throughout the season. She hasn't really crossed this threshold very many times. It's been in a few outlier games. Taking a closer look at her games on the season, we see that Caitlyn Clark, again, has not really surpassed this 20.5 line in too many of her games. And when she has, it has been in a few sparse outlier games, but for the most part, she has stayed under this line. And we expect that to continue on into this game as well. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Caitlyn Clark for less than 20.5 points. Now, we want to share with you a sports betting tool that is going to take your game to the next level. Daily Grind's Fantasy Optimizer is one of the most comprehensive sports betting tools available, and it's not just PrizePicks. It'll actually show you line discrepancies across all the major sports betting books, such as FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, and much more. One of its best abilities is its feature to show you a multi-leg parlay. So, for example, if you want to find out what the best 6-pick flex was on PrizePicks, you can simply click right here and have it generate for you a list of the best 6 correlated picks most likely to hit, and it'll also tell you their odds of hitting as well. And best of all, it runs on a live, up-to-date system. So if you're on PrizePicks or any of the other major sports betting books, it'll be here live as well. So again, if you're looking to take your sports betting to the next level, click our link in the description below and use code BLITZ. Again, that's code BLITZ for 25% off all your orders. For our third pick, we'll actually be in the WNBA first half section under the points tab, and we'll be selecting this time Aaliyah Boston for over 7.5 first half points. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, again, if you'd like to try them out yourself, use our link in the description below. We see that Aaliyah Boston has actually exceeded this line in 7 of her last 10 first halves. Additionally, Aaliyah Boston has exceeded this line in 60% of her last 20 first halves. Boston has also exceeded this line in 2 of her last 3 games versus the Wings. Now, Aaliyah Boston and the Indiana Fever will be facing off against the worst defensive team in the WNBA, are ranked 12th in points allowed to their opponents, giving up nearly 90 points per game. Again, to the guard position, they aren't much better, are ranked 10th and giving up nearly 50 points per game to the guards. So Aaliyah Boston should have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. In fact, Aaliyah Boston has actually exceeded this line in 4 of her last 5 games versus bottom 5 defense. Now, taking a quick look here at her minutes, we see that Aaliyah Boston is getting a solid dose of minutes during the first half, averaging near 16 minutes in the first half. So she should also have plenty of time to reach this line as well. Taking a quick look here at her scoring totals throughout the season, we see that Aaliyah Boston has been a very consistent scorer, averaging high teens to the near 20s on most of her games. And we expect her to come out very aggressive in the first half, especially against the worst defensive team in the Dallas Wings, and clear this line in the first half pretty easily. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Aaliyah Boston for more than 7.5 first half points. All right, these are our picks for today. And after we finish reviewing, let us know down in the comment section which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, or any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. So for our picks, we are taking Natasha Howard for less than 26.5 first half PRA, or rather her overall PRA, Caitlyn Clark for less than 20.5 points. And finally, we are taking Aaliyah Boston for more than 7.5 first half points. Now, we're not saying to take all these picks together and to throw them into some huge parlay, but overall, these picks individually could be some useful additions to the overall entries that you have in mind. And as a reminder, we are asking you to get this video to above 125 likes if you would like a bonus pick in our next video. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Oftentimes we see great lines and PrizePicks will take them off, so you want to make sure that you are seeing them on time. So take a moment to hit that subscribe button with your post notifications turned on. We thank you for watching. We thank you all for your recent support, and we'll see you in our next video.